You've got fantasy, and then you've got urban fantasy, and then you have urban buffalo.
Exactly. Well, which takes us to Mr. Farage. Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Farage. The show isn't actually called Mr. Farage. It's called People's Exhibit, and we talk about shit that happened. Mr. Farage is our fascist representative from Britain. What's his first name? I forgot.
Nigel. Nigel,
Nigel.
which is ancient English for has no friends.
Yeah, so has no friends Farage, who is never seen without a drink, just so you know.
Yes.
Well,
Do you wonder if maybe the drink is Nigel Farage and he is merely a meat puppet attached to a glass?
that's a great point because then whenever the show it's just him and the drink, but we don't know which one is of them is Nigel Farage, so it could be.
And you
different.
never seen him drink from it because if he does, what happens is he brings it to his lips and more human comes out of it into the glass.
And that's quite disturbing. That's why he didn't manage to get into the parliament
Yes.
last time around.
The only reason.
Really, the only reason. Everything else, he had everything else going
He
for him.
aced the rest of it.
Yeah,
His opinions.
absolutely. So recently, he decided to let people know once more that he exists because you do forget, and oh, he didn't get to the parliament. Somebody, some kind of, it's not NHS. Some people who are like into health stuff said that we got to revise the drinking guidelines for the British, and they said, okay, you got to drink less. And they also said that there is no safe drinking. It doesn't exist. All drinking
Yeah, all of it is bad for you.
is bad for you. If you want to be healthy, just don't drink.
Yeah.
And Nigel got really upset about this. He appeared with a drink and he said, well, what is this nanny state bullshit? I think we should have a demonstration against this, what was it, puritanical state mechanism that is making us be healthy.
Yeah.
The funny
So
thing,
what he did was
yeah,
he did a lion, very much like John Lennon's lion with his wife, except instead it was with a pint of beer.
yeah,
So he would be pictured for weeks in bed
yeah,
with a beer, and they would be deeply kissing, by which I mean exchanging
fluids.
fluids, by which I mean the fluid is being exchanged from the glass into his mouth. And so he was basically lying in a big queen-size bed, drinking beer for weeks.
Yeah. And he got
Yeah.
healthier as a result, but there was no demonstration. No one actually like decided to do that thing, which was kind of funny.
Are you saying that even though his goal was to organize a piss up in a brewery, he
Yeah,
somehow failed?
yeah, absolutely. No one arrived. Everyone was busy watching the Powerball. They couldn't even participate in it because it was in United States, but they still watched it. So yeah, no, it didn't work out, and it's also it's just a guideline. Like he didn't have to follow it, or no supporters of Nigel actually need to do it. But
You know what I would say is maybe he's a bit too sensitive and maybe needs to just reevaluate his life
oh
and
my God, is he too politically
may
correct?
maybe he should get off the internet if it's too much for him.
He's been too much shit posting on Twitter. He needs to.
He needs to go back to hell dump
Yeah,
where he
exactly. Yeah.
belongs.
Speaking of shit posting, um, the Human Rights Court has determined that it's actually okay for your employer to look at your
Yeah.
private shit you've been doing while you're being paid for your non-private shit. So if you were, for example, chatting to your girlfriend while you're at work,
Yeah.
and they were to be like, "Oh, let's see what emails our employee has been sending," and they realize that you're just being sexting your girlfriend or whatever, sending you dick
Isn't
pics.
this with company email or is this in other things as well?
Um, so that's very good question because let's actually go to this like how this originated. So in 2007, some dude in Romania was fired, and the reason he was fired is his bosses discovered that while at work he was using Yahoo Messenger to chat with clients, which was
Yeah.
something they liked, and also chat with his friends, which they disliked, and fired him. So he went to the Court of Human Rights
Yeah.
and filed for essentially violation of his privacy.
Yeah.
I guess it's what is this now? Like 7 years later, the court
Yeah.
decided that actually no, it's fine. So that apparently in European Union, companies are fine to check stuff that you are meant to be using for work. So they don't have the
My
right.
heater.
Oh, excellent. So
Oh no. What's happening? What's going wrong?
this is it's okay.
Sorry, it's
Your
so cold.
your heater is Your heater
Please
is
continue.
is like a character on the show, so it's all good. Um, so
And heater.
exactly, yeah. It is actually Ed Hick a final form. So and apparently it's fine. It's fine as long as it's something that you're meant to be using for work, or they think you're using it for work. So it's very vague. So like they give you a say Google address or something or Gmail
Yeah.
something, and then it's like your work email or
Yeah.
whatever their domain thing, and then they apparently have the right to check that. But it's also it seems like the judges were a bit like in conflict about this because then it has like an addendum that says, but you can't really snoop on your employees. So
Right.
where do you draw the line? So
So if
it's a
someone is
bit
fired on this basis, can you not then claim that you were snooped on like instantly?
if if like you were fired because you were doing private shit, but it was from a company account,
Yeah.
I think no. But if they snooped on your private account that was not associated with your company, then you
Right.
can claim that it was your privacy breach. I think
So the
that's
interesting question, I suppose, is if you have two web browsers open, one's logged into your personal, let's say Gmail for this,
yeah,
because it does have an attached chat
yeah,
feature that I think a lot of people in the professional world use. Let's say you have a company one and a private one. In fact, I actually have this. I have a company Gmail and a private Gmail. And according to this, it would. Am I correct in thinking that if I was talking to someone on my company Gmail and wasting time, they could take exception to that, whereas if I was using my private one, they'd have absolutely no right to the information on that?
it seems that way. So if you are not expected to be using your Gmail for company stuff, they are not expected to be looking into it. So, but if you were given some Gmail account and then you're meant to be contacting clients through it, then they have the right to check if you've done your job well contacting the clients.
I suppose the thing is that when you started your employment, at that point, there's the opportunity for them to go, here is a utility or service or something to help you do your job. And at that point, it's implied that that's what it's for.
Yeah.
And so you have an opportunity to know that, or make a decision about how you're going to use this thing, rather than here's a computer with an internet connection, have at it. And then it turns out that they're like, oh, actually, this function is going to get you fired or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It can be interpreted like in an evil way, but I think most of the time probably it'll be fine.
To be fair, if a company fires someone for how they're using the machine, they are evil.
Yeah.
Like, I think as long as you're not like completely fucking up, doesn't really matter what you do. As
Well,
long as you're not
exactly.
breaking an NDA and you're not like, sitting around doing nothing.
And job
I don't
gets
really
done. It doesn't.
Yeah, the job
yeah.
gets done. Who
Yeah.
fucking cares? I mean, it kind of depends on what work you're doing, obviously, and whatever, and the details. But in general, I think whatever.
Yeah.
Like if I
Exactly.
did this, I'd feel like a cock. You know, I fired someone because they talked to their girlfriend in a little window in the corner while they were doing something important and got it done.
Yeah.
I'm a dick.
But what if they didn't get it done and they were
Well,
talking
then
to
I'd be
their girlfriend?
like, I fucked your girlfriend. I got in contact. I hacked your account.
yeah.
I got in contact. I didn't really hack it.
She
You were out
loved
in the
it.
bathroom and I just chatted her up in a different
Yeah.
window.
Yeah.
I got her contact details and
I-
chatted her up.
I told
I
her-
went out on a lunch break. You know,
Yeah.
when you thought I was jogging, like I was some kind of proactive boss. You know, like I'm one of those guys who goes fucking jogging on the lunch break. No, I was out of breath. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's it. I was fucking her.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
You should also mention that you said you asked her if it hurt falling down to earth because she looks like an angel.
And then I said, by the way, your boyfriend's a deadbeat, and I'm going to fire him.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I just came. Anyway, PewDiePie, right? PewDiePie is working for Disney now.
That's right. He's
Yeah.
basically Mickey Mouse in human form.
Yeah, very good, Ed. I like that. So he was pretty famous before until now, but now Disney, who was often, I think, kind of weird about new media, and then they bought Maker Studio, which is already big on YouTube, and that's how they plugged into YouTube. Now they also have like a channel, like a separate channel called Revel Mode, or it's going to launch soon, and it's headed by PewDiePie and friends. Which is PewDiePie's girlfriend, and also I never knew how to pronounce it correctly, Markiplier, the guy who screams all the time.
Markiplier? Maybe?
Markiplier?
Like multiplier, but Markiplier?
Markiplier? Anyway, the guy who always goes like, ah, that one.
You
Which
sure?
isn't, I have to be more specific, I know, but yeah. That gentleman is also going to be there, and they're going to have adventures or some shit. So anyway,
Why
yeah.
is it called Revel Mode? That is awful.
It is, yeah.
That
I,
would show up at the end of the show as like a game that was released with that name, and us all being like,
yeah. Also, the graphics look like Cartoon Network, and not Disney. So I don't know if there's like, is Cartoon Network also owned by Disney?
no,
No.
I don't think
Okay.
so.
All right. Because it looks like just like some recent Cartoon Network
You know
stuff.
what this artwork looks like? Kind of reminds me of Macbeth, who's a creative director who worked at the mill. Don't know if he still does, but
Maybe it's
does a lot
him.
of. In the Tube, there were in London Underground, there were all those posters of like illustrated stuff of like people being rude to each other and saying, "Don't be rude, it's
Mm,
all in rhyme."
of
That
course.
guy, you know
Oh,
what I
yeah, it
mean?
does look a bit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he worked at the mill. I don't know if he still does, but
He's
yeah,
Mickey Mouse now.
he's become a French Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. So yeah, this is coming your way. Great, isn't it? So new media
We
becomes old media.
won't be covering it on the channel. We just don't have.
The
We looked at our
capacity.
schedule, and we just thought the thing was we had a slot, but then it got pushed out by picking out our belly button lint.
Yeah.
That's that slot, which is
Get
quite key to our strategy in going forward into 2016.
Yeah, we want to go forward, continuing the shoegazing trend that we started back in 2012.
Shit gazing, Andrew. Shit gazing.
Shit, oh, sorry, shit gazing. We want to gaze that shit and let no shit go ungazed
Yep.
is what we usually say, at least once a day.
That's our motto. We're looking for it to figure out what that is in Latin.
Yeah. While we're doing it, Twitter Gaming is here to help us. So Twitter now has a gaming account.
Right.
So far it's been completely fucking useless. All they've
It's
done,
being followed by 22 people I know, apparently.
yes, everyone follows it, and it already has like 100,000 or more followers. But what they've been doing so far is a lot of different people who make games or publish them mostly or whatever do something about them. As soon as Twitter Gaming appeared, they tweeted at them going like, "Welcome to the party," and then they inserted some kind of GIF of like people dancing, usually from their own game. And the Twitter game has been retweeting this, and it's just been sad. It's just been sadness. They haven't actually done anything useful in any way. It's just been shit retweeting for 2 days now. But yeah, it's
Oh,
there. You should follow it. Hey.
I don't know. I imagine this will be about as useful as Twitter's support account.
They have that?
You know how I know they have that? Because every time someone's like, "Why have you allowed this abuse?" It's always at Twitter at support.
That's probably like the guy whose name is BT.
And
Remember?
it's and it's always like someone's account's called like at Milo's tick rapist or something like that. And you're like, I feel like I should have banned this guy as he was signing up.
Milo date rape
Oh,
man
I
guy.
expect to
Hello.
see him in a battle royale lobby near you.
Not for very long. So
Yeah.
other useful things are EA subscription service. So EA, as in Electronic Arts, not early access, apparently trial this thing. It's on some console or something. I don't know what those are. So, but now it's on PC. So like you can, I believe so. You can go on Origin. Do you remember that thing? Um,
Yeah, because we
yeah,
played Battlefield once.
yeah. It was a huge mistake. And you can go on
It's
there and
nothing but trash.
yeah, well, exactly. You can sub this thing for like £4 a month. And these are the lists you see on the screen. That's the list of games you get to play for that amount. They're all old games, most of them, or oldish anyway.
Hmm.
Um, like The Sims 3. Hey, isn't that great? Or the previous FIFA. Hey, so
Did they literally list it as Dead Space and its two sequels?
I sure hope so.
They don't even bother to name them properly.
Dead Space and fuck it.
Dead Space. Ah,
Installing fuck it, which takes like an hour and a half. Um, But yeah, so you can do this. For some reason, I guess people may want to do it or something. And you also get 10% discount on other games. Hey. And
this
you'll...
reminds me of that Spotify alternative made by like 10 artists that no one
Oh, yeah,
remembers.
yeah, yeah. The one where... Who was it? Someone like got on the table and did a speech.
Wow, they really nailed their marketing. This is how we're talking about it. That Spotify alternative, with those 10 people, someone got on a table. Fucking nailed it, guys.
It
Good
was it
job.
was it was Kanye West or whatever the pronunciation of his name and his
Yeah.
friends. But there was a wait, was it Alicia Keys who did she seemed extremely high and she did some incomprehensive speech? No,
I am
no.
confident that I cannot tell you the answer to this.
So anyway, so that I don't think that thing service ever took off because they were like wanting like £50 or a month or something for the privilege
Yeah.
of being violated
Listening
by
to
them.
10 albums.
Yeah. So actually we should probably check out what happened with that and do like a special
Yeah, but what the fuck
episode.
are we gonna search for?
That fucking thing, the thing with Alicia Keys on the table.
You know the one.
Yeah. So that one. Anyway, so this is a thing. If you want to do it, you're a fool, but go ahead. Why not? It's your money. Oh yeah, it also gives you access to two early access EA games, so Electronic Arts Early Access games. Nice, it's actually called that. I'm not even making this up.
At least regular early access games, you can like look at the code and like it's probably no DRM on it.
No, this is just pure DRM. DRM the game.
This is just a broken EA game where they don't need to apologize for its state.
Yeah, because you're subscribed. You're fine. You're already a fool. Then there's nothing to say. So yeah, this thing exists. Bye. So next one is. Oh, that's right. There was a sale. There was a winter sale. It
Yeah,
apparently did very well, and the reason it did very well is because they got rid of timed sales. So
that's good.
yeah, there was no flash sales, and then they didn't do any flash sales. They looked at the how it did, and they were like, "Whoa, man, this is pretty cool." And so that's why Gabe has knives in this photo.
Oh God, don't say that images. Oh boy,
So yeah,
yeah. The flash sales were like only for like those kind of eBay early years like mental people who were like, I'll watch. I won't get this now. I'll watch, and they'll be on at like weird hours and be like, yes, I got this game for like £3 less. Oh right, how long did you stay up for it? 4 hours.
yeah, there was also like people developing sort of rule of thumb. I remember where they were like, okay, if it's if it's on a flash sale, buy it. If like blah, blah. It's like it was like three things they could go through, like sort of like a flow chart of
Yeah,
what to buy and when. Um,
yeah.
I never really went through it because I thought it was barbaric, but apparently Gabe, who looks barbaric in this image, also decided it was barbaric, and it turned out the non-barbaric version is better.
That's
So
good.
yeah, when people are not stressed to buy stuff, they buy it more. Also, I
Yeah,
guess the whole refund policy helps as well, I would
yeah,
imagine, because everyone's like, well, I could always return it, and most of them don't. So there,
yeah.
there's
Good.
there's your stuffs. Uh,
The
Probably the
one
most.
rare instance of not treating people like livestock, where they actually responded by not behaving like livestock.
Even though, judging by this image, it seems like he would treat people like livestock and
Yeah,
eat them
he'd be
for
like,
breakfast, yeah. And the money comes out. Um, which is what people at CES were expecting. So this is a series of images. The first one is my favorite one, by the way. Here we have a gentleman of dark skin is trying to break into your house, and you have a fake TV trying to keep them out. It's great. So it's a
what?
yeah, no, seriously. There's a booth about a fake TV. So you live on when you leave the house. So just think about it. So it's a fake TV. It's not a real
Yeah.
TV. You have a real TV at home. You could have just left that on. You could have left the light on, but instead you buy a special device to keep the dark skinned people out, apparently, according to
But
this.
but won't you be like, why is no one watching this show? And the show is just presumably a fireplace
Um,
on loop.
yes, that I guess, especially judging again by that image, which already moved on, but it will come back in a cycle, where it's a ground floor apartment.
Yeah,
You can just come up to the window
yeah.
and look inside, and when there's no curtains or anything, and
You know what they could do is they could have Home Alone 1 on loop on the TV, on the actual TV.
yeah.
And they'd be like, the people in this apartment have a sense of irony. They probably don't have much money.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Among other good stuff out there, there was the owlet, which is some kind of device that lets you know if your children stop breathing. It connects to your Wi-Fi, by the way. Then there was a Grush, which is a toothbrush, which is a Bluetooth toothbrush that makes a game out of brushing your teeth and rhymes with thrush. Um, there was this thing that opens up your like full potential of your mind. I don't even know what it's called. I think it's called Brain Bit. Oh, then there was this is pretty good Perry Hug, which is parable teddy bears for virtual hugging. So yeah, it's two Bluetooth. You get it anyway. So this is PetBot, which is a smartphone for pets. Um, they wear it. It's a wearable
I
smart.
still like that thing from way back when you could attach something to your pet and it would have a Twitter account and like it would tweet when it's shit and stuff and when it basically the thing it detected when the pet was doing certain things and then would tweet as if it were the pet. Yeah, that was awesome.
There's also like a bow tie for pets in here, which is actually a GPS device, so you don't lose them. Then this is one of the best names in there called Carpiss. I'm not sure what it does.
Isn't that like a Japanese drink?
Oh,
Calpis?
maybe,
Calpis? Although they give it a different name because they're aware that it sounds like cow piss in English.
maybe. The
And no,
Swar
it's not this. It's
the,
something else.
the Swargusta, the most depressing smart luggage, emo cam that captures your emotions.
I think normal cameras capture emotions.
No, sir, don't please. Oh, here's fake TV back. This is really my favorite. It's actually called fake TV.
Fake CES entry.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. I'll follow the link. If you're watching this on YouTube, follow the link in the description. There's far more than I've put in here. I put maybe about
Yeah.
40%, but there's like this pure gold in there. It's pretty great. So I definitely recommend. Also, if you ever next year when CS is happening, just go there. If you have the money, just go there. It won't regret it. You will regret it,
Yeah.
but you won't regret it.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
maybe we should be a bit more on it next year and be like have a get ready and do a live stream of Internet of Shit kind of stuff. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, it would be. It would be also. It would be amazing to actually go there and do like a thing from
And just
there.
talk to the fake TV guy and go, so why?
Only one question. I'm ready to buy it. I'm probably your potential customer, but one question: why? Oh, this
Why?
is the musical jump starter for your car. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Sean Penn met Chapo, who is well, I guess was or still is massive gangster selling drugs. Sean Penn obviously being a massive actor doing acting in
Yeah.
Hollywood.
When he's being restrained from beating and imprisoning his wife.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. He does that.
Yeah, this sort of happened with Madonna.
Oh, that's right. He was married to Madonna, wasn't he? Was that before
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie then?
I think so, and I
Right.
think he tied her to a chair, and beat her up, and then she
Oh.
was.
She didn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't like requested.
No, it
Right.
wasn't. No, I think it was very not requested. I think
Well,
it was pretty.
it makes more sense that he would go and like shake hands with some murderer dude.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely up his alley, right?
Yeah, and then he wrote like a interview about this,
About holding his dick.
holding his dick. But didn't someone say on Twitter like, "I only thing I'm surprised about that the dicks aren't out." Um, but yeah, it's interesting because he's like Chapo's probably killed multiple journalists throughout his life. You know,
Yeah,
as
well, that's
gangsters.
okay because he isn't a journalist.
You
Let's
know,
be
it's
real.
that's true. He's just a dick. So yeah, that happened, and then briefly after that, he was captured and widely criticized for this. And he's in his interview, he was trying to essentially make Chapo, as I haven't seen it in its entirety, but from what I've seen, trying to make him say like, oh, you know, capitalism made me this way. I am the product of America. And Chapo was like, nah, man, I'm a businessman. I'm a successful businessman. Got like tons of submarines and helicopters and planes and shit, and I'm cool,
A
man.
businessman with submarines.
Yeah, I really the only reason I'm meeting with you is because I want to have a movie made about me, and you're an actor, so I thought you'd like hook me up. But you're asking me all these political questions. What is wrong with you? Um, and then he got arrested again.
Yeah.
Chapo, unfortunately, not Sean Penn.
Yeah.
Though it would be probably better other way around. But anyway, yeah, that actually happened. I was surprised that like, whoa, this is really he's shaking like this picture of them shaking hands. Like Sean Penn wanted this to be out there published. It's very strange world we live in.
It
I
is a
think.
weird world we
Yeah.
live in. Also, Chapo kind of I don't know if you agree, but some of these images make him sort of look like an extra in Half-Life 2.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. He's sort of City 17 dweller.
Yeah.
There's also
Just
several.
going, oh, Gordon. He's just waiting for him to turn to you and say, oh, it's Gordon.
There's also like several fashion blogs or whatever. They were like started making stuff that like he wears online and put on different models.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can like if you do like search for Chapo models or something or Chapo clothing, like you see people like there's like comparison pictures of Chapo being dressed like in this shirt, and then some like model dude in California probably
Who
being
wore
dressed
it better?
yeah in that thing, except he's like not like just round and chubby.
Oh, man.
Which takes us to where does it take us? To Milo. He's not much better than Chapo. So Milo,
Listen, right? If somebody was like, somebody's gonna die,
yeah.
one of these two you're gonna have to pick, I would think about it for at least a minute.
No, true, yeah. Plus one's already in prison. I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, fuck it.
yeah. So other one isn't yet in prison, though. I feel like this. He's like he's gonna be soon like a bit like Shkreli, except that he won't have like a E-Trade account to put up or a album to put in the pawn shop.
Yeah, well, what can you have security against your bond for release from prison? And he's like, my followers on Twitter.
It'd be hilarious if you could actually pawn that. Um, it's funny though that apparently I think you know this. Shkreli tried to pawn the album.
Yeah.
And the guy and the bailiffs were like, "No, are you fucking kidding me?
You know what that
This is
reminds
hip hop."
Yeah, you know what that reminds me of though? Have you ever seen that email chain? Maybe you even linked me to it about that guy trying to resolve some small petty debt with a drawing of a spider. He drew like a seven-legged spider and then said, and the debt was like 70 quid. And he says, I valued this image at £70, so presumably this will bring our conflict to a close, and just mails an attachment of this image of a spider. And they're like, yeah, we can't accept that. And they're being very polite throughout it. It goes back and forth. And he's like, well, it's understandable. I only gave you a seven-legged spider. So then he draws another
Leg.
and sends it back. That's what that reminds me of. I got this album from RZA, who it turns out is kind of a cock. It's worth 2 million. No, sir. You paid 2 million for it. Yes, but I haven't even listened to it once. No.
It could be blank.
Yeah, it could be. I hope it's like that fucking religious studies homework I handed in when I was 13, back in the age when teachers didn't know shit about shit. So I could hand in a blank CD and I got a B.
That's beautiful.
And I got some like really vague comments about how I could be more specific about some certain thing,
Yeah,
and I was like,
amazing.
yeah, no,
So this is
you're
exactly why I don't read feedback. I wish to do it on history lessons because we realized at one point our teacher, I think I told you, he didn't read it, and we just like write like Little Red Riding Hood or whatever. my one of my classmates was keen on football, so he would like retell football matches, like what happened, and he'd submit as history, and then he would get like a B. No comment, just B. So Milo, who probably didn't study history very well, lost his tick on Twitter because you get a tick apparently, kind of like the YouTube tick, I would assume, which means that you are legit.
definitely you. You're not a parody account of somebody. You are identifiable as a person in the real world.
Yeah, there's a
Like
lot
a
of
verified
problems.
account.
There's a lot of like ideological problems with this because like what if I am a verified parody account? Or, like I want to like make sure that no one mistakes me for a different parody account.
Yeah,
I
listen,
am
I
the...
wrote Verify Venus, yeah?
Yeah? Okay, cool.
Are you aware of that?
No, what
There's
is
like
it?
a campaign to verify young Venus from Nuclear Throne.
Did it work?
No! But every time like someone's tweeting about it, it's like hashtag Verify Venus.
So this is kind of similar to that actually because they petitioned Obama administration to issue a statement
Yeah.
to Twitter so that they reinstate the tick.
And that's actually, a little known fact, is that the image of him crying is actually not from his speech about guns and gun control and how it's taken a toll on young lives in America, but actually when he read this email, he was moved to tears. He was like, motherfucker can't get his tick.
And just to recover from it, he actually bombed some third world countries just because
You just gotta.
just to feel alive.
Just a palate cleanser, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, isn't there a thing where like if you're shopping for perfume and you like you smell this perfume and you smell the perfume and then kind of is apparently your nose gets kind of clogged up with perfume and then you need to smell coffee and then
Oh,
coffee
well, that just kind of clears out your
yeah, and then you
ability.
can start smelling perfume again. So that's kind of like what Obama does with drone attacks.
Drone warfare.
Yeah, which is sort of similar to what to Life of Milo, I guess, or whatever. A lot of great
Yeah.
people died.
Yeah.
Famous people died recently. One of them was the marketing genius David Bowie, a Brixton boy, as you will soon see in the next bit of pictures that I'm going to show. So, died at 69 of that dragon cancer, and
Indeed.
immediately, as you know, together with just people being like, "Oh, you know, my mom used to listen to him."
Yeah.
There were a lot of people going like, "What a marketing business genius he was." I can't believe I still follow in his footsteps. Give me the clicks. The amount of people who were doing this was pretty astounding.
Yeah, it was quite. I was quite surprised. Like, I know people kind of like Bowie generally. There's not like it's not really a disputed thing. It's kind of an assumed thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite surprising how overwhelming, I suppose, the response was, just in terms of unanimity and quantity.
Yeah, and they got together in Brixton. Apparently, he was from Brixton. I didn't even know this. And they
I
put
still don't know it.
big writing on the thing. It says "Our Brixton boy." I would be upset if like I die at 69. They called me boy. It's like, come on, Jesus Christ! So, like, just at least call me a grandpa or something. For fuck's sake, like I was 69. So yeah,
Andrew, he kept reinventing himself, so he was never over the age of 6.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right, because he was a marketing genius after all. So there's obviously nothing super exciting or surprising about people getting together and drinking in the streets in London. They do it all the
No.
time. But there's some pretty funny dress ups because they were all kind of trying to dress up as Bowie, and
Yeah.
there's
And obviously not carrying it off anywhere near as well as he
No,
did, 'cause
not
he actually
not
had a
really. They didn't-
team for this sort of thing.
or like professionals who are actually like do makeup for a living.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. In this case, it was just drunk people with markers. I don't know, some permanent markers, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just the pretty funny range of pictures. I think it was just general. Oh, there we go. Now it's there. There's because everyone wants to be the Ziggy Stardust kind of makeup get up, and it just looks like you had pink paint spilled on your face. Like with this guy looks he's injured. Like I first saw him, I was like, oh, why he's actually. I guess he's really drunk. That he's smiling after that amount of blood coming out of his forehead.
We're just waiting for someone to peel the salmon off of his face. Oh, this image. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, no,
Yeah.
that's like you've been cracked in the head by a cop and you're being told not to go to sleep because you have a concussion.
Yeah, we may not get up. So yeah, and then also Alan Rickman died. I think was it today? Was it today?
That was today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, well, at least we were informed early today. I don't know exactly if it was today.
And also apparently also cancer, also 69.
Yep.
Yeah,
Also
so-
cancer. Also 69. It's a bit rough.
Yeah, some coincidences happening there.
That Hydra cancer.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. More
Huh?
accurate now. So and someone was suggesting that if you're really upset about this, you should just donate to the cancer charity, which is probably a decent idea. Instead of getting drunk in the street to celebrate
Yeah.
or whatever Bowie's life, if you actually give a shit, I would
Yeah, I mean,
recommend.
there's nothing stopping you from doing both.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, half of the money goes to charity, half goes down your throat.
Yes.
Sort of in the same theme, I found out recently that something called tragicrafting exists.
Tragicrafting.
Yeah.
What's this?
Tragicrafting is when a tragedy happens and you go on Etsy and craft something in remembrance of this and sell it. So,
no.
like Paris attacks.
Oh wait, no, I've already known about this. There was
Yeah.
loads of this shit for 9/11.
Yeah, it's just, I have some pictures for 9/11. So I got some Christmas 9/11 decorations, and the more recently,
It's terrible.
right? And more recently, Paris attack, like awareness bracelets and
I don't
necklaces.
think anyone's not aware of that.
I guess you can stay aware and don't never forget. Never forget, right? That's what it is. It's never forget.
Yeah,
Tragedy happens.
imagine never forgetting every terrorist attack in the world. Your mind would just be like a constant like loop of explosions after a while.
And maybe that would stop them for good.
No.
So the people who wrote this, which was Vice, they approached Etsy because this is mostly sold on Etsy, and they were like,
Yeah.
how do you feel about sort of from ethical side, like you're sort of cashing in on tragedy in a way.
They just mail back a push of their bank balance.
To which they said, well, this is art and people understand it in different ways. So
Oh, it's very, very flexible in that way, in that you never have to answer any questions.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. But it's a good word. I really like. It's very dystopian. It's very sort of there's no future, there's no hope. Tragicrafting.
Tragicrafting.
But the funny bit is this is not a word people use to be derisive of the thing. This is what
No.
people who make the tragicrafting items call it.
I've just had an idea. I've just had
Yeah?
an idea. The Tragicrafting Index. Okay, what it is a traded. It's like a stock basically, but basically it's a basket of things. It's Pritt stick, it's ribbons, it's little gems, and it's all these prices for all these little things that you could get to put together a Tragicrafting thing, just put together as one stock index. And so people are basically betting on when there'll be the next terrorist attack by trading the value of these little items. And so you can like make money, like, oh, you get an inside tip that, oh, there's gonna be a terrorist attack. Oh, great! I'll put a bunch of money on the Tragicrafting index.
Tragicrafting insider trading, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Tragicrafting futures. I lost a lot of money on Tragicrafting futures, Ed. I don't think I can.
There was no terrorist attack that month.
Yeah, it was a
and
bad.
now I'm broke.
It was a bad month, and my bracelet didn't sell so well. Fuck everything.
And you get people like desperate to the point that they're like making template Tragicrafting stuff where you can quickly write in where it was that it happened and quickly replace the symbol of the place. You're like, oh no, not the Arc de Triomphe. Oh no, it was Tokyo Tower. Oh fuck.
Thanks for the prediction, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk about this again when something happens to talk
When
about.
I'm in custody.
Exactly. So last time we talked about the subject of having separate male-female tournaments, especially in fighting games.
Well, more specifically, having additionally a female-only tournament to kind of encourage more ladies to join, and so that perhaps they will also spread to the regular tournament, whatever, and just kind of grow the scene and just increase the diversity of it.
Yeah, exactly. So apparently there's one happening now. They
Yeah.
organize this a separate. This is the milktea thing again.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, milktea being the somewhat famous lady Smash Brothers person, she's saying there is now a private Facebook event for the ladies' crew battles at Genesis 3. Genesis 3 being some fighting games event, and you can ask to be invited. And following up from that, it seems that quite a few people are joining in, and it so far on paper appears to be a success. So this will go through, and we'll probably be able to find out what happens. I believe it's not being streamed. I think they're making sure that, like, for this one, it really is just the kind of private event for the people signing up to make them feel like, included and comfortable and not have a stream chat that's just like, bitches,
Snack
bitches,
tits.
get your tits out, snack tits, which is exactly what it would be. I quite like the idea of Twitch being snubbed in that regard, actually. So it's potentially quite interesting. So I'll let you know if I hear anything more about it, how it goes, whatever.
Cool stuff. Even though we talked about some of the technological advances, namely the bow-tie GPS and fake TV, there's a bit. I can't, man. It's great. It's the best thing. It's better than real TV. Another technological advances sort of maybe happened, like the gravity wave, which people aren't sure if it exists or maybe it doesn't. Last year they were like, oh, it exists, and then they were like, maybe it doesn't. So this is something that was predicted to exist
by general relativity, right?
Yeah, exactly. So Einstein talked about this for a bit, and he was like, huge events like, for example, I think he meant
Black
he
holes
mentioned,
colliding and stuff.
yeah, exactly. So two black holes colliding or something like very powerful would result in waves in like gravity wave that would like sort of go very far, yeah, observable and very like further than we would like get light, for example, from somewhere else. So it would be, if we were to ever be able to detect it, and if it was a real thing, we would get additional way of observing the universe and learning about it. And it's also a way, as I understand, if it was again, and if it was a real thing, we could potentially produce it, and it could be a way of communication, which would be. You wouldn't have, for example, for like laser communication or whatever, you'd have to have two things actually being able to see each other. While with a gravity wave, you could be whatever. It doesn't matter where you are. You would still get that gravity wave and read off of it. And there's another suggestion that maybe if there is sentient life in the universe, maybe they're using this to talk to each other.
Yeah, instead of electromagnetic waves, which is what we primarily are using.
Idiots. So, if it actually is a real thing, and there's some hope that it is a real thing recently, but it's mostly like sort of some science dude rumors, which is a strange thing to exist in general. But anyway, we'll find out in a few months. Apparently,
we were kind of waiting for papers to come out that we can point to, and other people can point to and say this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so at some point soon that could potentially happen. It'd be cool. It'd be a cool discovery, advancement, etc. if it is real. But for now, it's essentially just like this image. It's just it's sort of floating in the air. Is what it is.
Just a waistcoat in the sky.
Yeah, we just don't really know. But what we already do have is a little switch you can put up your balls.
In the meantime,
I'll wait for the
on-off switch for your urethra.
Yeah, exactly. So vasectomy. Who needs that? Because it's like sort of. Is it reversible? No, maybe it is reversible.
Vasectomies can like reverse themselves sometimes.
Oh right. Anyway, so but it's sort of like you switch it off and that's it. Your sperm never gets to your dick. But
now the thing is, I don't think this is an instant.
No, it is. None of them is instant. Both of them.
Yeah. This
is meant to be 3 months.
Yes.
So you put 2 switches per ball. Yeah, and the funny thing is that it takes 3 months, right? That's like it's an interesting idea. I guess it's cool that it's you don't have to just cut things off. Instead, you can like turn them on and off. It's a good idea.
It feels very intermediate technology, though, doesn't it?
It does feel like very intermediate technology. So one thing is that it actually takes 3 months to even start working. So if you were to like install this, and it is an installation. And then you find this switch on your balls and you click it like you just seen the video like that. Then it takes at least 3 months to be sperm free apparently. And after,
so I'm just imagining just switching one of them and be like, baby, I only need my left testicle for this.
But the way to turn it back on is fucking ridiculous because apparently it has a safety switch on the other side. So like what I'm thinking is like where is it exactly?
Oh, there. Oh god, so you're gonna have to be like
yeah, but also on both sides. So like the decision to turn the sperm back on is a difficult one. Like directly, it's just not metaphorically speaking, it's actually pretty difficult.
You know, this is how I imagine it going down, Andrew. So it's Sunday evening, right? The dishes are done. Everything's right.
Ready for fucking.
No. It's not sorry. It's everything's away. They've got their reading glasses on. The lights are kind of low. They've got their finances in front of them, and they're adding it up. And they've got a little calculator there, and they're going, "Oh, remember the inheritance?" And they go, "Oh, yes, of course. There's the dividends on yes." And they add it all up, and they go, "Well, tickety boo, we've got enough money to raise a child." And they go, "How about that?" And they get out a glass of wine. They have some wine, and then they go, "Well then," and they unzip his flies, and they both put their hands on his balls, and they go 1, 2, 3, click, and then they set an alarm for like 3 months, and they want a kiss on the cheek, and they go to bed.
No, dude, you got it wrong. When you switch it back on, it's immediate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The guy said it himself.
Oh, really? Oh, well, in that case, is it not then, if it really is that immediate, is it like, you've had this block for like 2 years and switch it on and you just have a huge, like...
Potentially, right into the wine.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, so turning off takes time, and delay has a delay.
Look, I made coleslaw.
But turning on is immediate. But yeah, it's he had there's only one person so far that actually has this installed, and it's the guy who invented it.
Listen, there's nothing that makes me more confident in a product than having the person who invented it be the only person that's installed into their body.
Right? And he had trouble doing it as well because he went apparently
It won't
to
electrocute your balls.
he went to 5 different who would be the person who's doing it? Is it
Performance art surgeons.
excellent? So he went to 5 different performance art surgeons, and all of them said that yeah, fine, we'll do it. And then but they had to go obviously to the ethics committee because it's a new thing they haven't done before. And in 4 cases out of 5, the ethics committee were like, "You're nuts." And he was like, yes, nuts, that's true. And they were like, no, I mean, you're crazy. But the fifth
yes,
one...
I want to switch off my crazy.
Yeah, the 5th one was like, no, that's fine, whatever, I don't give a shit. And so he has them now. He has this thing installed, and he says it works, and he's looking for funding.
I like that he says it works.
Yeah. So
He's looking for... I love the idea that he does a Kickstarter, and he's like, I've got it, and you can have it too.
yeah.
And you're like, sorry? And he's like, these are 100% effective. You're like, sorry? And here, I can switch them off. And it works completely. I can now ejaculate normally like a normal person.
Yeah. Only have to wait.
What? 100% effective.
And he apparently
I have to wait 3 months.
he was I think he was oh yeah, that's right. He's a construction worker.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to work, and there's a patent office on the way, and he was looking at the patent office for years, going past it, and he would finally have something to patent there.
This is a tremendous script for a film, and
Yeah.
that's it.
I think Sean Penn should be starring as the construction worker who
I
invents
want
the
to
switch.
see him vigorously shaking this man's hand.
It also reminds me of another like intermediate technology, which is the one like to treat erectile dysfunction is to put a balloon up your dick. Do you know about this?
Yeah, I've seen an infographic.
Well, yeah. It's not that movement that he showed, but the idea is the same. You actually have a little pump, like a bowl, like what would be like? Oh, the old school like
Office
blood
chairs?
pressure measuring thing.
Oh, yeah.
So you have a bowl like that, but it is actually in your bollock. And so before a sexual intercourse, you'd be like, "Baby, one moment," and you pump your bollock.
Why wouldn't she?
Well, whatever, okay, fine. She pumps your bollock head. It's fine. We can arrange that.
You're like, hey, baby, here's the warranty card.
Yeah, exactly.
Pump my bollock.
So you pump.
She's like,
So the bollock gets pumped, and that inflates the balloon, which is now inside your penis. And
So next obvious question:
yeah,
can you have both of these technologies?
I assume so, but I don't think they've been talking. So
Mm.
I would ideally want them to pair on the Bluetooth sort of level.
Yeah, and then you want them to connect wirelessly to your pocket pussy or whatever.
Yeah, the vaginal speaker. So, in other news, away from the bollocks and the inflatable penis, what is this?
And
Oh,
towards
yes.
the metaphorical.
Yeah, Robot Wars is back. I actually had an actual Robot Wars image, but I lost it, so I put this one up. It still works. It's kind of similar to what actually you'll see in Robot Wars. So Robot Wars is a...
This is our robot love picture.
I know. Why is a robot in there? And
He's gonna kill this lady.
love is war, and war is love. It can
it's
bloom
all
on the
fair.
battlefield. So anyway, it's an old British, old BBC show.
Yeah.
That was, I think, cancelled like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
So a lot of people who are like, in their 20s or 30s go like, yes, Robot Wars, like Ed just did. So they're pretty happy about that. And it's coming back, and apparently Sir Killlot is going to be back on it.
Oh, he's gonna get his shit pushed in. I feel like in 10 years, people, well, first of all, they remember how it went down, so they know how to design around it. And also, you've got like Arduinos and Raspberry Pis, and you've got 3D printing. And I feel like more people could more easily be in the game. So I'm hoping that like it's a bit more fierce, and they realize after a couple of episodes, they're like, oh shit, we need to actually put a machine gun on Sir Killlot.
Well, that's a good point. This is something I was mentioning to Ed earlier today, that they actually announced that the arena they're going to be fighting in is bulletproof. Which, I mean, just put two and one and one together, or whatever, two and two together, whatever the expression is. It means
It
that
means guns and
there will be
bitches.
bullets, right? And
Well, like I said at the pub, my idea for the perfect robot is a Roomba with an AK strapped to the top with some sticky tape, and it's just there with like a piece of string on the trigger. It's just going around, actually hoovering the arena, and then occasionally just going.
but it also could be just like a drone with an AK. Remember the drone with a gun that we showed on the show like earlier
That
on?
would crash instantly. Oh, actually, yeah, no, we did see that, didn't we? And
Yeah.
it just corrected itself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So because it has the what is it called, the gyroscope thing inside.
Yeah, they all do. Just
Yeah.
most of them. Anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. So it doesn't. But is there a rule that the robots in the robot war have to be like on the ground?
I'm pretty sure that was the case in the old one. The thing is, now, like I say, it's more of the future now. I would love to see different categories. So you've got the one which is just standing on the ground, control it, whatever. And then I want to see like one which is AIs, so it's more like the chess AI battling, except with physical robots. And then ones with like drones and like emergent behavior kind of ones where there's multiple parts and it's sort of more like Terminator fights and stuff. I think it could become like the blood sport of the future with no blood.
I would like to see one that actually is also connected to Twitter at the same time as it's fighting and it's live tweeting its moves and it's like
Twitch plays robot fighting.
that would just but that would like whichever one is not controlled by Twitch would win. So
No, two of them are.
oh, both of them are right.
Yeah.
So there's just two
Flamethrower,
streams. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that's happening. And I think it's when is this actually happening? I have no idea.
I never even read it. I
Excellent.
heard the words and I was like, cool, let's
I
talk
got
about all
excited.
this.
Sorry, baby. It doesn't usually happen to me like this.
So
Oh.
baby, give me 3 months.
Yeah, give me 3 months and a pump.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you could get a blinged out controller for about $300 to $500, I believe. So this thing's been getting popular. It's mostly PS and Xbox controllers that you can turn into golden bullets. And apparently, and not surprisingly, popular with the hip hop artists that like to show them off on their what is that service called? Instagram. There you go. And and this is how the guy is. It's like one dude sitting and turning them into golden bullets. And this is his business now. And he's been getting pretty famous. So you can see some of the examples there of gold-plated bullet inserted. So if the more bullets it has, apparently it's more expensive. The more bullets put in, but like putting bullets in there takes a lot of effort.
Must be actually not very useful as well, probably, to actually control with the back of a bullet.
Yeah, I think it is like essentially jewelry that maybe works, but like
Yeah.
I would assume that if two people are of the same skill level and one of them has the bullet controller, they'd probably lose.
Yeah.
That's-
But they probably get the moral victory regardless
yeah,
of the outcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
They'll get
will
the
say
jewelry
that,
victory.
like, obviously, it's stupid shit I wouldn't get, whatever. But I respect it more than the PlayStation is coming out with a GTA-themed PlayStation and controller or whatever. The really, like, generic tie-in shit. This being, like, custom and exactly what you asked for, and some guys, like, going to the trouble of the craft of building this thing for you. It's quite nice. Like,
Yeah.
it's pointless, whatever, but it's like, I don't know. It's nice. Nice little craft thing. I like it more than
Tragicrafting.
Tragicrafting.
You can
At
turn
least
this into
is just
tragicrafting.
nice.
You can turn this into tragicrafting. The bullets
Can I have a
that are
9/11 themed bullet Xbox?
no, that's what I mean. If the bullets, for example, were used in a massacre,
Fuck me.
then you put them on the controller. That's actually tragicrafting bling.
That's horrifying.
Exactly. Well, but it would fit, the internet culture of today. So,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
um,
Speaking of
so you remember the militiamen is it Washington, Oregon? I forgot.
Oregon,
Who are holed up in like wildlife reserve or some shit.
the most embarrassing shit.
Yeah, this is disgusting. This is why aliens don't talk to us. So anyway, apparently they have some spokesperson who makes vlogs once in a while. And recently, this is the man who is wearing a coat
John Ritzheimer.
in the kitchen. I don't know how cold it is in Oregon at this point, but apparently
I think it's
doesn't
fairly
have,
cold.
he doesn't have heating in his house, which he probably occupied illegally. But anyway, so he's complaining that he's been all the stuff he's seen there, that's actually dicks. So he's been receiving bags of dicks. And
I love it.
there's a dick right there. He just showed one. That one is a bag of dicks. They showed again. That one over there. He's actually asking people to stop sending him bags of dicks.
I can't think of a worse way because I didn't even know this was happening until this like video became a bunch of news. I love that he's rubbing his hands and he's looking kind of angry as well.
Yeah. Oh, a good dick always makes me angry. Said the man in the coat in the kitchen.
It actually looks like an unboxing video. Like he's about to get each dick out and like describe its pros and cons.
I think he realized that he was quite tender with them, and then he got upset at himself, and that's why he like brushed them off the table, because he just throws them off the table at one point. So anyway, please stop sending this man bags of dicks. He's not into that kind of stuff. By which he means that please continue sending him bags of dicks. He loves it.
Also, by the way, right, he's stuck in this like small house, right? Quite a small house, and he's going to be there for a while. He just swept all this shit off onto the floor.
He had to pick him up after the video's over.
He's gonna pick that shit up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like fighting in a spacesuit.
He's like Metal 9.
Yeah, he would be nude and red, but it's too cold.
Yeah, exactly. It's hilarious.
It's perfect. The concept of sending someone a dick is probably my favorite part of America. It's the most American protest I can think of. It's really heartwarming. It's like that fart protest with the guns. I'm like, okay, all this gun shit's barbaric, and you guys are an embarrassment to the human race. But you do have this thing where you can just like send someone a dick, and it sort of counts as free speech, kind of free expression. Here's a dick, and you are going out and getting it yourself, and there's nothing wrong with a dick, but it is very funny, and it sort of defeats all those arguments where it's like, oh, I get to be this horrible because freedom of speech, no, it can't stop me, and it's like, all right, well, you're not going to stop me from giving you a dick. It's a dick. And there's so far not been any counterattack developed for receiving a dick. Like, they don't really understand how to handle it. I mean, they literally are afraid of picking them up, for one. And
I don't want
right
to be
now,
seen with a
basically,
dick, man.
it's like a power gap. Like when someone develops a nuke and the other person's like, I need to develop a nuke to bridge this gap. Well, there's the dick. And they haven't really figured out what they're going to do about it. Yeah, so right now we're living in this golden age of like dick superiority. And I'm loving it. I'm lapping it all up, as it were.
Hopefully it will last.
Well, there's a balloon for that. So.
The Dick Superiority Golden Age, my new band. So that leads us with only the final and my favorite part of the show, which is the shit titles of the week.
Yep.
So not as many as last time, because last time was like 3 weeks, bundled up into one. So we only have 13 titles with the winner in the end. It's not too bad. Steam always delivers.
You never let me down, Steve.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Gaben, as children call him. So we start with the obvious titles, the titles that explain the game, because obviously you're an idiot. You don't understand what the game is unless they tell you. So this is Philia.
Base Defender, Alien Revenge.
No, we get to Defenders. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Jesus.
So Philia, space, colon. It's not a joke. It's actually spelled like that. The sequel to Alansar. And guess what? It actually is a sequel to the game called Alansar. I'm cheating here a bit.
May I offer a suggestion? Could you perhaps call it Alansar too?
Ed, don't be silly. So I'm cheating here a little bit because I believe this is like a re-release, but it was so good that I couldn't just pass it up. So if this makes you unfollow our channel or whatever, so be it. I am ready to pay the price. This was too good to just walk by. Philia space colon. It has a space before the colon. I've never seen that before. This is amazing. And then
you fucker! This is just Alansar HD. This is bullshit. I'm pulling my Patreon contribution.
Oh no! It was worth it though. So I believe we have another self-describing game, which is called 3D RPG No Space, and that's what it is. It's a 3D RPG game, and it's called that. It's called 3D RPG. Just to make sure that you fucking idiots don't miss it up, that just don't think that it's, for example, a platform. It's not. It's a 3D RPG. It's That's
And
what
you
it
can
does.
tell it's 3D for sure because it's populated by cubes.
Yeah, because cubes are 3D and then the squares are sort of 2D. Yeah. I'm glad we sorted that bit out. So with that, we're moving on into the confused punctuation group of this week's games. So this is called Endika the Seventh, the Dream King, without any punctuation marks. So we obviously both are partial to colon.
What a phrase.
Clearly, these developers and/or publishers are not, or
No.
to whatever. You can't do this, by the way. This is illegal in most countries. You can't have a title like this without a punctuation mark. What does
Yeah.
it even mean?
Yeah. That's no good. That's the
Yeah.
disturbance of the Queen's peace right there.
Absolutely, yeah. And it seems like an action platformer or something like that. So put like 2 or 3 colons just to be sure.
Just so
It's
people
just
know.
random places. Yeah, if
Yeah.
if it's like a literature question, the answer to say Shakespeare. This is kind of like that. If you know what punctuation mark to use and you're too lazy to ask someone, just put a colon in there.
Yeah, just shove a colon
Yeah.
in there somewhere. You'll be fine.
Exactly. So next one is also a punctuation confused. This is actually another game. We already talked about the first one in the series, apparently, of this, which was called Space Pilgrim, Episode 1,
Oh, yeah.
Alpha Centauri. Now this is called Space Pilgrim Episode 2, Epsilon Indy. Or I guess that's how it's pronounced. I don't know how Indy is pronounced. It's pronounced Indy?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, same deal, but just wanted to point out that there's apparently another one.
At
here.
least this sort of retroactively justifies the episode 1 a bit, although you should use numbers instead because then it sorts correctly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you also should have something between Pilgrim and Episode.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like whatever, some kind of
Like an EN dash or something.
like a dollar sign maybe. I don't know. Like put something in there. Don't just leave it naked like that.
A less than.
So next one is even more confusing. I don't fully understand sort of this sort of punctuation. It does actually have punctuation, but it potentially has more than it needs. So this is called Millia. I hope. No, it's not called I hope. It's called Millia. The ending, and the ending has
In
little
dashes.
yeah, which I guess is a weird way of doing quotation marks.
Is this the only Millia?
As far
Or
as
are
I
there
know.
more?
As far as I know.
Oh. Okay.
At least I guess it makes you think.
Does it?
No, well, no. I mean, it's confusing. I don't know what they meant. I was thinking of like what they meant, and I guess they were trying to emphasize that it is the ending, not the beginning, not the middle. No, it's the ending. So make sure it's the ending. We have some shit around it. You know what I mean? It's like
Okay.
this stuff. I don't know. Potentially.
That's odd. That's like saying object, the bottom, but all objects have like a top, a middle, and a bottom.
Yeah. Exactly. The ending of this discussion. Next one is the sole entry this week in the easy to pronounce games. This is called okay, I'm gonna do my best. I think it's called Futuridium EP Deluxe.
Futuridium
Yeah.
EP Deluxe.
So
Looks colourful.
yeah, it did well, I guess. Generally, I think when something is deluxe, there should be a non-deluxe version. Is what it means.
But there isn't.
There isn't. It's just a deluxe. It's like it's just a name. This is not a version of something. This is the name of the game. Also, I don't know why if this is extended play, so EP. That's what it usually stands for in music,
Yeah.
anyway.
Is
there
this like having a game called like Steam Sale?
sort of? Yeah, I think so. I think this is what it is. But Futuridium. I mean, come on.
Is that just the next element?
Why
Like,
do you-
we came up with Futuridium because we're not very forward-looking and don't imagine the future will ever happen.
Why do you hate yourself? Why do you want to call your game Futuridium? Because I think the idea is that whenever you're naming your game, the least you need to do is imagine you're on a stage and you're giving a word or something for your game, or you're presenting at GDC and be like, 5 years ago when we worked on this game, blah blah. You don't want to be standing there saying 5 years ago.
Winner is Futuridium EP Deluxe.
You don't want to be the idiot who's comes up on the stage after they say the word future idiom.
Wrong. They say it wrong.
Yeah, and probably they'd be like future EPLX. Hey. So, which takes us to the actual video game names.
Oh.
Yeah. So the territory, our favorite territory. So this is called Dead Trails. Z
Okay.
is Z
This
and it's
is
capital.
okay. So this is definitely zombies, but it's like Oregon Trail zombies.
No, I think it's actually a FPS.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, it's assumes that you're an idiot and you need help understanding what you're looking at. So there's a big Z in there, even though there's also a word dead.
Yeah, and
Now
it's block like capitals with like scratch marks in the letters.
yeah, exactly. So
Good, good.
yeah, just to make sure that you understand what you're dealing with here, it's a zombie game. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Zombie get dead. They're dead. They're zombies. Next one is called Zombie Wars: Invasion, because you can't just have one zombie game per week. You have to at least two. Zombie Wars Invasion, the most video game zombie war game ever. Zombie game invasion.
Oh, it's a mobile game.
Yeah, I think so. I support. I believe.
I love it.
Surprise.
You just look at it and you're like, oh, it's a mobile game. And you know what? I pretty much 100% guessed this from the font.
Mm.
Doesn't that say something?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, it's there. It's like there's like just a cookie cutter thing, and then everyone just it comes out of this. There's a conveyor belt essentially, and it just churns them out, and then they appear on Steam.
You know when you go
one
to
after
like
another.
a general hospital and they've got like lots of wards, and there's like the acute head injury ward, and you notice the posters there of like slightly curvier fonts, something like that. Zombie invasion. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I have to go this way. Oh, thank
Yeah.
you, doctor.
Exactly. So next one, when I saw the next one, I thought it was actually a porn game. I think it is, but it just just the name. So it's called New York Mysteries: High Voltage. I was like, okay, brace for tits. No tits. There's no tits in this game. It's just like a stern-looking 19th century policeman or someone.
Yeah,
with
it
a
kind of
letter.
looks like it could even be a Cthulhu thing.
Yeah, it could be a Cthulhu thing. But yeah, it's high voltage apparently. The only way you can kill Cthulhu is high voltage in this game. So you just going around the
You
game.
just put a toaster in the ocean and he dies.
put a hairdryer, throw it in. You're gathering voltage essentially, like a coins, but voltage. They're like a symbol of like a lightning, and I don't know. I'm just making it up. But anyway, it could be happening
I
there.
can
I
believe
don't know.
that.
Yeah, it could be there. Next one isn't really just terrible. It's just more like it's bland. It's called Wooden Floor 2, which in itself is an interesting name.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
That's quite intriguing in a way.
But then it has a dash, and then it has like a subtitle called Resurrection. So it's Wooden Floor 2 dash Resurrection. And if your game is the second one in the series, you're not allowed to call it Resurrection. You're not allowed to call it like Judgment Day. You're not allowed to call it The Comeback. You're
You're only allowed to call it Electric Boogaloo.
You are only allowed to call it Electric Boogaloo. That's true. Thank you, Ed. In fact, if it's the second game in the series, just say it's the second game in the series. That's fine. If people like the first one, they'll come back for the second one. If not, your subtitle is not fooling anyone.
Yeah.
Okay, if your first game was shit, just calling it Resurrection Judgment Day Boogaloo is not going to bring in the new crowd.
Yeah, just call it HD if you're not confident that it really is a different game.
Yeah, that's true as well, yeah. Reimagining.
Yeah.
Next one is something that's been constantly appearing on the show, and it will continue to do so as long as they persist. Assassin's Creed trademark sign. No, what is the R sign? It's the registered trademark. So Assassin's Creed registers trademark Chronicles: India. I know, it's a famous, it's a AAA, whatever, blah, 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 shit, mobile, whatever thing, EA, or whatever, Ubisoft, someone made it. That's cool. It's still a terrible title. For one thing, Assassin's Creed is already a bad beginning.
And then Creed to Chronicles?
Yeah, then it has and it has Chronicles. The word Chronicles is, by the way, illegal for video game titles. Yeah.
That shit is banned as fuck.
And then having a colon and a country name is also banned. Just so you know. At least it's cheap. Let's put it that way. It only costs
Yeah.
£8. So that's the redeeming quality of this game.
Tomb Raider Chronicles Zaire.
Did they have Tomb Raider Chronicles? I think they did.
Actually, that might be true.
Yeah, I think they have. There was Tomb Raider Chronicles.
What's the most inappropriate Chronicles game that you can think of? Oh, how about like Tiger Woods 2014 Golf Chronicles?
That's not a real game, though, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not. And then it says Democratic Republic of Congo.
3. I think the closest thing.
HD.
Yeah, exactly. The reimagining of Congo. The closest thing to Chronicles that I remember being shit was Mars Logs. That was the actual name of the game.
Mars
so
Logs.
like logs as in not like timber, but like, my captain's log.
Oh, I've lost you.
Ooh. Am I back?
I don't hear you no more.
Hello.
Did you get disconnected? Did I get disconnected?
No, you're here.
Let me turn up Skype.
You're definitely here. Can you hear me?
Do. Yo, I can hear you on Skype, but not on TeamSpeak.
We're both speaking on TeamSpeak. I can hear you on TeamSpeak. I can
Yeah,
hear you. Oh, he just disconnected me. Oh, I'm back. Are you back?
Hearing you double. Alright, cool.
Excellent. Yeah, I think TeamSpeak just restarted. So, something weird. What were you talking about? Oh, yeah, Mars logs. So Mars logs, like logs as in captain's log, not like timber.
Yes, of course.
So that's a thing. Those like Chronicles. I don't know. I guess there's Riddick Chronicles, which was
That at least makes some sort of sense.
yeah. But yeah, it's all generally. I can't remember a good name that had Chronicles in it, and so I guess that's proof enough. And there's so many games that have the word Chronicles in it. It is banned. It is literally banned. So we have 2 left. Next one is pretty good. It was a strong contender for the first place. Right. This is called Sniper Tactical. Now the best bit about this game is its description. It's even better than the title. So Sniper Tactical is strong. It's a strong title. It's the kind of shit that you take to awards and feel you have no way but to feel proud that you are representing Sniper Tactical.
To be fair, it's about as good as Elite Dangerous.
Elite Dangerous is a terrible title. If it were simply coming out now, we would have been talking about it, but it came out before we even started the show. So this is the short description, not the big one, the one that is just below the banner. And it goes, Sniper Tactical is a casual game, full stop. Disguised as a shooter, it is actually a semi-real-time / turn-based Lemmings type puzzle.
Is this a joke?
No, let me just read that again. Disguised as a shooter.
Why would you disguise it?
Yeah, were you trying to fool me, motherfucker? Who do you think I am? Who do you think you are? So, disguised as a shooter, it's actually a semi-real-time / turn-based Lemmings type puzzle.
That's like, it's partly cloudy. You're not actually saying anything.
The gameplay revolves around bringing hostages to safe zones, which, in turn, is done by shooting different types of enemies in correct order. That is all.
Puzzle game?
Yes, it's a casual puzzle game like Lemmings.
None of these sentences make any sense.
Well, exactly. This is Sniper Tactical. Next year at GDC, it's like, no, it's gonna be like Gamma Sutra article, like why Sniper Tactical didn't do very well.
By the person who made Sniper Tactical.
And then it's like, oh, because the gamers suck.
Isn't this what you wanted? A fucking game with a name like Sniper Tactical.
I hoard around the internet for you, and this is what you give me. So, final entrant in this countdown to shit is, no, this is like several crimes in one, right?
Oh,
It has the word defense in it, and it also describes what it is. So it has a video game title, so it's like 3 rolled into one. This is called World Defense Space : This seemed to be this is theme. There's a theme today this week. World Defense Space: a fragmented reality game.
Oh, don't put the word game in your title.
Yeah. So we know it's a game. We're on Steam. It's cool. It's a game. We got it. And you want to describe what kind of game? Oh, it's a fragmented reality game. I see. And it has so it's a tower defense game that is called a game.
Yeah.
Which takes the prize this week. And it has a world defense in it. Amazing. Which is like the super illegal at this point.
Place attack.
Yeah, you can't have that in there.
Location action. Actually, that's an okay name.
That's an okay name, yeah, it's not.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yep.
Interaction Zone, The Reckoning, HD2, a sequel to Interaction Zone 1, A New Hope.
12 lemmings in the fourth dimension, the lemminging game.
Lemmings Odyssey.
Yeah. Lemmings Odyssey, defense.
Chronicles of Mouse Wheel.
Chronicles of Mouse Wheel, scroll, middle click, right click, button, game.
You know what I think this space : shit is about? I think it's search engine optimization. I think it's people who want to search for the term, but don't want to are worried that it will be confused because it's the term plus the colon right in there, as if it's one word, and it not show up.
Sure, but why would you put the word defense in it if you want to optimize it for anything? That's like it's like calling your name Google. Or it's like calling your name the of for from.
A the of for from.
The game.
Oh, that's perfect.
It's optimized. It works.
Andrew, can we make a game called and?
That's not that bad, because at least you can put in the quotation marks and it will appear, I think.
Well, you can also put a of them for from in quotation marks.
No, that's illegal, actually, in most countries.
Also illegal.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Hamus suggests Chronicles of Tap and occasionally swipe to increase number. That probably exists. You're probably too late. Like, you just look it up on the iTunes or Google whatever store. I played something, whatever it's called. You know the one.
Chronicles of the Cookie Clicker Arena.
Yeah.
HD.
Ripperino Cookie Clickerino Kappa game.
Oh.
Right. So it was a tough week.
It was okay. We are a bit inebriated. We hung out with DV tonight.
Yeah. He passed out. He's not even here.
That's true.
Yeah. I hope he made it home okay.
Yeah.
He was pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm just glad I made it home because like all my trains and shit had been cancelled, and then they just diverted some random other train to my town, and I was like, cool.
I'm not even gonna ask how he divert a train, but because he's like goes on the rails, but it's
no. They just changed.
Turn around.
Stop.
Right.
Going off the rails.
Well, at least you got there. Unlike DV, who didn't make it home, so some was a bit more lucky than others. On that happy thought, thank you very much for watching. We go live every Thursday at some point. Actually, we won't do that because this is the last one, and you're leaving now, aren't you?
Yeah. So
you're not here for the next one.
No, I think I am here for the next one.
Oh, so the next one's fine, guys. Don't worry. It's
next one's fine, but after
alarms.
that, it could be some strange time, possibly on a Saturday or something.
We'll talk about we'll cross that burning bridge when water goes under it.
Exactly. Yeah. Off a duck's back.
Off a smart duck's back that costs $99.
Fake duck.
Did you? I was about to say smash that like button. Do you see the tweet where someone is punishing their child for smashing? They was like, we take smashing that like button very seriously in this household, and they're like, they got grounded.
My favorite thing about that is when they do things where they go way, way over the top, like it becomes like sort of anime style apocalyptic, like smash that fucking, everything's blurring out and like explosive lights coming out of it. And you just smashing the light button. It's perfect.
Excellent. All right, we got it, guys. We'll see you. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.
3 months.